the way that they fight all their team fights is they don't have to commit with Voli. And so Ezreal and LeBlanc, they don't need an introduction to how nimble they are inside of fights and how often they can reposition. Kennen on red side has a much harder time getting flanks, just due to the nature of the map layout relative to Baron in the end stages. It's very hard to get wards inside of the blue side jungle of the blue team. And so definitely a very aggressive, spiky team out of SANDBOX. And
yeah,
we'll see what they manage to do here, because things can definitely get a little bit dicey. And will Graves pick up his second win?
That's the real storyline coming into this game. And yeah, he's going to be heading up a lot of that 80 damage here, obviously alongside of the Ezreal. And yeah, he's been looking very anemic here in the LCK, the Graves, but we see players like Beyond, like Flawless, they're still sticking to their guns with the Graves and trying to make it work.
And, well, we'll see what goes on. Kennen, Trundle, Syndra, Kalista, and Nautilus. This is a very red comp. No,
yeah, there we go.
We're getting it.
Right in your face.
Yep.
And there you go. It's going to be up to Root to do the majority of the physical damage in this composition. Trundle's not going to be doing too much. And they do actually have a lot of magic damage in their comp beside a SANDBOX. So you think Kennen, Syndra, just the two of them together, but they even subjugate. What is that?
That's Pool Party Syndra.
Those look like soccer balls.
You know what it looks like? It looks like female Waka from Final Fantasy X. Right?
It does. Yeah. Actually, that's crazy.
What is the name of the place called? It begins with a B.
Oh man. It's my favorite Final Fantasy.
It's like
the one thing that I actually do. It's like Belshir? No, that's
a
StarCraft map.
Belshir, yeah. Besaid.
Besaid, okay.
Besaid, yeah. So this Syndra is from Besaid, and she plays Blitzball in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Exactly
and also Crabbrave. And
very
wow,
mad that we
they
found
killed
that
the
out.
crab.
Yeah.
What?
I can't believe that she did that.
What?
Corruption, honestly.
How is that even allowed?
Not totally sure.
I think we need to get that skin banned.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not happy with this at all.
Actually, I'm tweeting at PETA right now.
Yeah.
I will not stand for this.
Somebody better have Crabbrave notes. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not going to be happy. Well,
definitely, I think the reason that they chose to lock in the skin is they knew that they were going up against Titus in the bot lane.
Yeah.
And so when Titus is on the team, you're going to really want to bring your A game. And so that's why Sandra here has decided to come in. And that is a very bizarre trade by Mickey.
Yeah, that was really... He took so much aggro from all of the minions, and he just took Qs in the face. Yeah. He might even have to pop 2 corrupting pots here as we take a look at the LCK total, 10-5.
And he's pushing, the distortion there is really bizarre. I mean, he's going to, okay, well, that whiffed. Scout of the week.
Yeah.
So he can actually cheat her on this wave. This is the third wave, we'll see. Syndra is a champion that can be a little bit difficult to cheat her against, but when you're LeBlanc in this position, you don't really have a choice. And you can see that Trundle running on over ikssu in the most unfortunate of situations here against Kennen. I mean, he's failing the cheater. He's missing so much CS as well.
Oh, here we go. He's going to have to flash here, I think. Chains come down. There's the flash. No stun from Fate. I didn't really see that land. Flawless kind of in no man's land, waiting for OnFleek. 1-14.
I don't know what Graves is doing.
Is Graves?
I have no idea what he's doing. You're never stealing it. I mean, you have LeBlanc coming in with TP.
Well, yeah, maybe he could have earlier, but he delayed.
He doesn't have Ignite, so
yeah.
Chunks fade a lot, but very surprising to not let OnFleek start up the camp and then go on him and try to steal.
Yeah.
Especially because you have the Ricochet on the end of the line. So, very surprising. Nice double shot, though, by Flawless. He is angling that with his mouse.
Yeah. And he was the one win of Graves, so the one savior.
The other really cool thing is we can see the surplus of spellcaster minions here in top lane.
Yeah.
And Wave was pushing away, but it looks like they want to coordinate a dive.
Awkward spot here for Secret, and he's going to flash, but that's easy. I mean, they didn't even need OnFleek, and they're going to kill, maybe, close, but not quite. Summit here, awkward spot. Mickey trying to get on top of him. Summit did already flash, so that's a nice kill there as Mickey nearly dies.
Yeah.
But picks up the assist.
And he's able to feel like he can do this because it's a cannon wave, but unfortunately, the cannon's going to die, and the entire wave is going to go into the void. So, the EXP and the gold, it's actually not the end of the world, because the cannon wave is about 200 gold.
Yeah.
So, when you factor the EXP in, now Fate didn't actually go for a recall, which I find very surprising. Could have just taken this opportunity to reset.
Walk forward?
Yeah, I don't know what Secret is doing there. The Tongue Lash doesn't do anything. You're not trying to serve a purpose. Your jungler is on the opposite side of the map, and you knew where Trundle just was. And you know that there's a possibility that it could be bottom. Let's take a look at how they coordinate this. Summit trying to stay underneath the turret. And if you're the blue team right here, when you're trying to coordinate this dive, there's actually a hotkey. Not many people know about it. It's the tilde key. It's select champion only. So it makes it so that if you right-click the opponent, you can't misclick the turret. And a lot of people don't utilize that mechanic, and so they end up misclicking a lot. Should rebind it to probably something else so that it's less awkward on the hand, but
yeah,
it's a really nice mechanic.
You don't want to use your item that's on one either.
Yeah.
But, I mean, early on in the game, maybe you're going to have some corrupting pop there or something like that. As, yeah, I mean, all of that happened in that trade for SeolHaeOne Prince was one back and more. Summit was able to TP back. He barely missed. He actually didn't miss anything in terms of CS up in the top side. He's going to maintain his lead. And also, Infernal did go the way of SANDBOX, so another little win for them there. Obviously, a lot of damage in their comp, so they can utilize that in later stages.
Yeah, I mean, SANDBOX are in a pretty good position right now. Still ahead in CS in top lane. Kennen's feeling pretty happy. And Syndra is ahead in EXP. Now, this is the really weird thing, where Fate is getting somewhat low on mana. Blue buff is coming up, but the question is, do you really want to sustain into it instead of just recalling into as much power as you have and then utilizing blue buff? So, could just expend his spells to get the wave crashed in. Root and Gorilla, though, they're going to go for a big trade.
They are dominating bot lane. That was very early. Maybe he just really wanted to push Mickey back so he can get a quick push and back.
Well, now Syndra doesn't have R, so...
And he doesn't have any mana. Okay, he's going to get some back, and there's blasting plants here. Up the wall he goes, and, well, okay, right back to Summit, who's going to be able to take him down, but he's probably going to pay for it for his life. There he goes. OnFleek on top of him, and now Fate's the one that's flashing in. Speaking of a red team comp, we're not going to be able to get this bear, though.
Yeah. And so now ikssu, so the state of the minion wave means that it's pushing back into ikssu, so he can recall and he's happy. I'm actually very surprised that OnFleek and Fate didn't try to shove it, because Kennen isn't going to be able to get there in time to really crash the second wave, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Let's take a look at the replay here. So Flawless and OnFleek, they're fighting over the Raptor. Now remember, Fate, his mana pool is very low. He also just used the Unleashed Power. He goes over the wall, flashback north, and ikssu ends up getting locked up, but it's not the end of the wall. Face plant, Yokozuna right there off the top rope onto Kennen. And then Syndra came over the wall too, but they weren't able to get a kill. They did get the flash out of Volibear, really good itemization out of ikssu. Just going for the Merc Treads first item. Really helps you stick onto Kennen, mitigate a lot of his damage and his harass. And so this game is still somewhat even. I would say that SANDBOX are still favored right now. They have that first Infernal Drake.
Yeah, they have that first one. And bot lane is still going really well for them. Although Hybrid has been able to keep up in terms of the CS. So that is one saving grace, even if Secret did go down. You can see the assist ping up in the top side by Summit, maybe asking for some help. But he was able to push it in as they're going to find Tahm Kench again here up in the front for so much free damage. As,
Oh!
okay, Root is really confident.
Yeah, Root really hopping around.
Yep. He's going to blow his heal.
And Graves, I mean, he's coming down here because Ezreal's mana pool is too low and he doesn't have teleport. So, if Root and Gorilla just kept this lane phase up, it would be really good because Ezreal also doesn't even have tier. ikssu does not have R yet, but he's fine. So, OnFleek, a little bit of a sinful jungle gank. And in doing so, he's falling very far behind in the XP. Now, Graves had recalled. Had OnFleek shown a little bit earlier, he would have lost probably some of his right-side jungle camps. Rift Herald is being started up, and SANDBOX, I think, are rotating to it.
Yeah. Everybody's up here on the top side. SANDBOX have one goal in mind, and that is to take the, well, Graves is just dead. That is a unfortunate face check. Don't really know why he would decide to go in there. Nobody showed bottom lane. Syndra was out of the lane.
Yeah,
you can kind of guess that they're all going to be on that objective.
And just like that, Graves loses a lot of the control that he had going for him. Moves up so much in EXP. You can see Trundle still level 6. Graves had Warrior Enchant. And ikssu, oh, he's doing the thing, the 3-3 on Volibear. A lot of people do not do that. It's very, very good. Put 3 points W, 3 points Q. That way you transition very smoothly early into mid-game, and you have relevancy. Because if you just max Q, sure, you go really fast, you get the stun, but then you don't have any sustain. If you max W, you're really slow, you can never really get a stun. So, doing 3-3 is a lot better on Volibear than just outright maxing an ability. And generally against ranged champions, you're going to max Q first so that you can stick to them in lane. You want to pull it, and then you want to conduct your laning phase equivalent to how Set would, where he tries to constantly freeze and then use his Q to generate stuns with Facebreaker. Very, very similar pattern. Cloud Drake is up. We'll see when SANDBOX end up getting it. And if you are SANDBOX, you probably want to roll Mountain more than anything else this game.
Yeah, Mountain feels pretty good, although Ocean is never really that bad. That's a really good trade with Ultimate not available, actually, for Fate. May have been able to try to chase him down. Note that Fate, again, he did not take Teleport. He's got Ignite in this lane, so he's looking for those opportunistic picks in the lane, in the isolated 1-for-1, and to have optimal trading power rather than lane presence. And yeah, SANDBOX is just going to take this down. Doesn't really look like anybody on the side of Southern One Prince want to go for it. And there is your Mountain Soul coming up next here. And this is very early on, by the way. This is 4-12 minutes. So we could have a pre-22-minute, technically, Soul coming in here as they're really trying to push their edge down to the bottom lane.
This is going to be very interesting. What ends up happening, SANDBOX, they continue to extend their lead ever so slightly. Volibear in the mist. This is just like that. Just like when they revealed him in ARAM.
Oh, Mickey. Okay, that's going to be a missed stun, and now OnFleek is in a bit of trouble. Gorilla is going in. We got TP coming in. That's Kennen, by the way. Let's take a look at how much damage he can get done. ikssu is actually going to live for quite a while. They couldn't actually pick him off for a while there, but still. They do get the double kill over to Fate. Hybrid, he's got Flash, but there's too many sticks. And down he will go. Will it just be the ace as they're chasing down Flawless?
Yeah, this one's over.
Well, he's got his Flash. Stun is going to miss.
Ooh, gets the phase rush, yeah.
Yeah.
Able to hold on to his Flash, but I mean, everything is just really falling apart right now.
Yeah.
Inside of this game. And SANDBOX, I mean, they're getting exactly what they want to happen. Things are really turning around for them here in this game. So let's take a look at it. Mickey goes on to Syndra. And so because he goes on to Syndra, he doesn't have the ability to also help to get onto OnFleek. So Takes him a million years, gets locked up by Nautilus, and also Fate just doing so much damage. Mickey goes back in, kills Gorilla, but it's not the point. And the whole thing is just really, really, really forced. Ezreal doesn't want to fight at this point in time. And best case scenario, they only get 1 kill unless SANDBOX handshake that, and that's if they do everything right. So a lot of a commitment. And as we come back into live, I see that ikssu has a sheen on him, so he's going into Trinity Forest when he's behind. It's going to be pretty bad news bears. 3,000 gold deficit, and I don't really know what SeolHaeOne Prince is intending to do.
Yeah, I think that has been a bit of their problems too. They don't really flesh it out. You know, they don't think very far into the future in terms of like, oh, we have this kind of composition, we have this champion that hits his power spike at this many items, and then we're going to try to fight around that. It's like they're just so opportunistic in the sense that they see a chance and they're like, oh, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. And it's a very free style of playing, but it doesn't really work very well here in the LCK. Especially if you don't have the absolute awesome players to back it up. And so SANDBOX just gonna kind of stroll around the map. They're in a very comfortable lead at this point. Still very early on in the game. We're only hitting 15 minutes now.
And minute and a half until that mountain comes up. We'll see if Hybrid is going to be able to complete the Muramana. Likely not. And that was a lot of spears. Root really dishing out so much damage right now. Everything is just looking very good right now for SANDBOX. And there's no chance that Volibear is going to have that Trinity Force available. So he's still going to be trailing behind Kennen. Graves also with the serrated dirt. And unfortunately for him, Trundle, Ninja Tabi. Kennen probably going to go Zanya's after this Oblivion Orb was picked up. Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
He's just dead. Just like that. Just disappears. And Mickey was the one that started the trade, but he just gets stood up. And there you have it. Fate's going to pick up that solo kill. Maybe didn't factor in the Ignite. It's not very often. We're going up against Ignite Syndra as LeBlanc. And yeah, that just about does it here for this mid lane. Fate is going to easily take the W there.
Yep. And it's just really, really hard now. LeBlanc, when she's behind like this, Ezreal behind, it just requires so much more time. And with these early dragons coming out for a SANDBOX, let's take a look at how this transpires. Corrupting Potion started right away. Ends up using Q, and there it is. I got it.
Oh, he didn't even
use Ignite.
Yeah, he waited until here. And, well, Summit's in a little bit of trouble. This is not going to be pretty.
Oh,
He's trying to kill.
Oh, that was a big fat shutdown. That was thick.
Yeah.
600.
And that's right before this mountain.
Yeah, and Summit doesn't have teleport. So we'll see if this is actually a window for SeolHaeOne Prince back into the game.
And Syndra missed her stun with the 2 orbs on the ground. A little bit too far away from them, I guess. As Root is just standing in front of ikssu like, yeah, I dare you to do anything to me. He's all alone here in the front line. Nobody is supporting him. Finally, he's going to get in there with Mickey. That's going to be a big leash onto the back line. As Fate is going to pick up one more, though. This is going to be a huge shutdown. This is so much that he has given.
Whoa!
And they give it to Secret. Well, OnFleek is going to be locked up, and, well, he did not calculate.
What are you doing?
He didn't calculate the death timer, I guess.
Oh, OnFleek got smite.
Yeah, he does. He's going to get in here, and it is going to go the way of Graves.
Oh. Manages to get over.
No Mickey voice yet. He didn't do anything good this game.
Oh, man.
Wow. Fiery fights around the train.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Take a look at how this all transpired. Summit trying to just buy a lot of time, but obviously his teammates are never coming. Tries to do the Slicing Maelstrom, tries to get as much value as possible. Flawless actually walks back in, takes a lot more damage. Very big shutdown. Mickey coming over here. Ikssu finds his way onto Root, and then actually gets the shield from his E, tries to powerbomb on top of Root. Mickey finds the way, finds the Root onto Root, and then onto OnFleek, and just so many kills handed over to SeolHaeOne Prince. And a Mountain Dragon is really, really, really good for SeolHaeOne Prince against this SANDBOX team composition. And Mickey, I don't really, I can't bail him out here.
Yeah.
That was no.
Nothing to say or do about that one.
But we'll see. SANDBOX, they're still ahead 2,000, and their Infernal is still more valuable than the Mountain, I believe, at this point in time. So, what a...
What?
What healing does Kennen need to reduce?
Okay, so let me break it down for you. We gotta
call on hit.
We got
the taste of blood.
No, Doran's Blade.
Okay.
On Ezreal. Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's actually the reason.
Don't even, unironically, the Volibear W. Because it's better to make Kennen dump all this gold than to just ask Kalista with Runons to pick up Executioners, if that's the argument. Very, very...
Well, I doubt that much thought went into it, to be honest. And, yeah, I mean, he used...
Because there's so much downtime, is the other thing, right? So, you have so much downtime till the next dragon comes up.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't need all that power right now. He can wait and get a different item. For when that next fight eventually happens in about 2.5 minutes, is my guess.
Well, 2.5 minutes is the next team fight. We'll see if anyone can actually complete items. Now, Ezreal still didn't have Miramana, and a lot of that was, remember, he had to get bailed out of the laning phase because he went Sheen just to Q spam during the lane.
Yeah.
That he was behind in, so didn't have the tier stacking up. So we'll see if he can actually get to the Miramana. He does have the Cull in his inventory, which he can't sell. Also very close to Trinity Force. This is a massive spike in power that SANDBOX have not been having to account for at this point in time.
Yeah, Miramana going to be completed now. And, well, he's not going back yet. So we know he doesn't have that item Trinity Force completed just yet. SANDBOX still heavily controlling this one, even the side lane. Summit was doing a good job there. As True Shot Barrage, I guess, to check Baron? I don't... Well, they have like 0 vision right now on the map, so...
And Syndra's going Spellbinder, which I find very interesting. So, Fate really valuing the utility that the item's going to give over any sort of like burst damage or outright control.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Secret, I have no idea why he is where he is, but Mickey's going to come over!
That is big from Mickey, and now Fadus is going to get blasted by Flawless from downtown as ikssu, he's all alone. They won the fight, and they won the ikssu all alone.
Whoa!
That's a big chain
that was
onto
a
Root.
big
one. The
Root.
Q!
He's inside!
Nearly enough as, okay, finally the Kennen ultimate comes out, and, well, Root's just going to flash the wall after failing that one. Mickey is going on a journey of a lifetime, and he's not here for the entire fight. Gorilla going to get away for now, but here finally comes the LeBlanc as Hybrid is pretty low, and he's going to get that kill. And now it's just up to Mickey to try to get on top of it. That is a big pillar to stop Mickey from getting in, but it is LeBlanc. And...
almost has W.
No, the shield! Oh, he got it.
Smacked him.
Yeah.
He does,
And there it is. Root is here too late. And there should be enough mana. Yeah, Mickey's going to get away. That is a very extended... I mean, Mickey traveled like 2,000 miles in that fight.
Mickey did so much, and he has teleport available. Oh, man. And let's take a look at how this all happened. So, Secret comes over here to ward. Mickey's on the left-hand side, and he goes on to Fate. Manages to get him with the chain, dodges the Syndra Scatter of the Weak. He stays in, manages to evade the Kalista ultimate as well. Summit teleported in. Graves picked up a Mountain Dragon. And Mickey landing the chain onto Root. Managed to get the heal out of him, forced him to flash as he followed him into the pit. And right here, Flawless and friends, they're trying to do so much damage. Hybrid getting a lot of free deal. Arcane shifts over the wall, doesn't actually auto-attack the Nautilus. Mickey joins in, trying to body block against Kennen. Summit, really good with the right clicks. Gorilla does flash away, Pillar comes in from OnFleek. And Mickey manages to get them both. So Ludensprock also going on to OnFleek, point blank, Mimic. Ends up killing Trundle, and all of a sudden, double Mountain Drake with resistances being picked up on most of these champions. I have no idea where Flawless is going with his itemization path, I'll be completely honest with you, but we're going to ignore that for the time being.
Hey, the Wraith Blade's a really good item.
As...
That's, you know, he picked that up, and now he's going in an entirely different direction.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Honestly, a Hex Drinker would have been so good in a spot like this. Just pick that up.
We talked about the magic damage that they have.
They have 4 champions that are dealing magic. So,
yeah. So
and you're
well, this is an unfortunate hop back. He's
so
gonna get. He's going over the wall, but he burns down. Subjugate, pretty good. There's that magic damage. Well, he does have a Banshees, but it's not enough to save him in that instance. That was actually a good setup by SANDBOX. They're really using that side brush and the extra little rock that's there from the mountain root to be really annoying against people checking the Baron. So I like how they're playing the map here. It must be a Yamato influence. Let's be real. Coming in here now, it's 5-on-4. That's a big Nagabon on 2. Make it a double Nagabon to 2. And that's going to be the end there of Flawless. So they get the pick, but they're not going to go back onto the Baron.
And Kalista doing quite a lot of damage there. 4,000 gold, or just under 4,000. Now for SANDBOX.
Root's kind of getting out of control right now.
Yeah, Root almost has the death stance. That's going to be very scary. Let's take a look at this. Mickey, so he's coming in here. He wants to just check on the Baron. He manages to check on it, takes the distortion back, gets the bad news. And not able to quite get away. Trundle with the subjugate, red smite as well. Secret, he face checks right here, and then they both get knocked up, and there's just not really anything that could happen. Graves could have flashed at the very last second, but he would have died anyway, so it's good that he just holds on to it. And so now Baron, it is still live. Mountain Drake, 2 minutes away. Those resistances can come in handy, but SANDBOX still in a very commanding position inside of this game. Very big item spikes right now on the side of SANDBOX. Death Dance finally does come in for Kalista. Ezreal still ways away from it. The Dark Seal did take a hit as well. On to LeBlanc. Spirit Message now is completed.
We got a cute hat there for Summit. He's got his death cap already. And yeah, I mean, there is a decent amount of magic resist that is being built onto 3 of the members of SeolHaeOne Prince. But still, Hybrid and Flawless, not going to have too much.
Yeah, the thing is Flawless's build is definitely a little bit lost to Shopkeeper. Honestly, I think I need to talk to his account and tell him about a certain item in the shop, 3,100 gold. But we'll see what happens in the team fight.
Is that Spellbinder? Or?
That's Leandro.
Oh. Never heard of it.
Get yours today.
Yeah. Well, here comes female Waka, just going to throw that soccer ball in there, and Secret is going to go down. He's actually still alive! That's the catfish.
He was really lubed up.
Yeah.
Managed to squeeze through to the other side.
Somehow, yeah, man, those fish, they find a way. And, well, Mickey's trying his best to kind of do what Faker did last series, but he's not quite there. Not quite there indeed. But we do have no teleport, actually, from the side of SANDBOX, but they're backing here. Yeah, we got 10 seconds. Okay.
So they can use that.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
SANDBOX, though, 3 members go back and is about to spawn.
Summit is trying to just clear out this bot wave. And we'll see what he ends up doing in the team fight.
Well.
What? That was surprising.
Bizarre,
Yeah,
indeed.
Indeed.
Peculiar.
Oh, Fate! Oh, no. This is actually, I mean, it's somewhat obnoxious because...
If SeolHaeOne Prince were challenging.
He ends up not doing anything.
Yeah.
He gets it.
They end up just giving it over to SANDBOX here. And, yeah, I mean, there's resistances here on the side of SANDBOX, too. Especially for Trundle, Kalista, and Nautilus.
And that's going to be Soul Point coming online. Now, I'm not sure what SeolHaeOne Prince are waiting for in order to take the team fight, because they just had some of their item completions come in. I suppose they're waiting for the Death Stance on Ezreal. Volibear is also almost level 16. Perhaps they're waiting on Mickey to ding that as well, who is up a level, by the way, over the Syndra. And a lot of that probably is coming from the solo kills that Mickey managed to get, even the scattered ones, pretty much, in mid-game. Rapid Fire Cannon on Graves, it was bug fixed a few patches ago, but it's just not a necessary item. Everyone on the enemy team is so short range, and it's just about creating thresholds and safety for the other teammates. It's just such a peculiar buy.
Yeah, I don't really get it. Very confusing. But we're going to take a look at just how thin Tahm Kench is, actually. Wow, look at this. Just walks through.
He's so massive, he just gets displaced.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
He went up and over. That's probably what happened.
A lot of things are 70% water. Tahm Kench is about 95.
Yeah.
So it really works out for him.
Okay, well, that's a nice Devour. It's going to be on cooldown here. Over the wall does have to go Summit, and everybody is really separated. Mickey is going to be ulted there. And now the chase begins. Root is so fed that he's chunking these relatively squishy members on the side of SeolHaeOne. As here they come again.
Yeah, SeolHaeOne Prince's coordination here is very, very off at this point in the game. And we'll see. Ikssu does have teleport available. It is still a 4,000 gold lead, almost exactly, for SANDBOX, but that doesn't really matter as much as the items. Syndra almost should have the Void Staff available. And so we'll see if she gets it on the reset. Let's take a look at this team fight one more time. Ezreal Arcane shifts forward. Gets hooked by Gorilla. Devour by Tahm Kench. Summit gets in there. Really good slicing Maelstrom. Ezreal gets over the wall into safety. And ikssu just so separated from his team. I mean, Volibear, you can really see in a lot of the games where he doesn't just get a massive advantage, you can see a lot of the problems that the champion ends up having. And it's definitely very frustrating for him to try to conduct himself. Void Staff was picked up.
They're just going to do this here.
Yeah.
And they cleared out the ward that could have potentially seen them, but I think it was started really early. They're going to get the news now, even so, as TPs are coming in, but it's a little bit too little too late, especially up against Kalista, as there will be the Smite and the Rend. Now they're trying to chase down the top. They got to be careful about this. Root is going to be nearly burst in the backline, but he's still alive, as Root is just going to stand up to the bear, put him in his place. Flawless, running home with about 5 health. And so they get the Baron and 4 kills. SANDBOX running away with this game.
And this is going to be the end. Looks like Summit really wanted to go on the chase, but ends up letting him live. It doesn't even matter. The Baron minions are walking down mid lane. SANDBOX look like they were just going to take game number 1. Flawless is trying to recall, but, I mean, there's nothing to do. It's definitely game over.
Too little, too late here for SeolHaeOne Prince. SANDBOX, they're definitely going to look for this last kill, and they will easily get it here, as it will go the way of Summit. GG, as